not taking personal readings at this time. Please do not get scammed by people posing as me in the comments section. Hello beautiful souls, and welcome to my channel Roseology. So today's video we are reading what you are achieving or working towards this January from the perspective of your spiritual team, your guides, ancestors, different goddess energies that want to reach out to you this month, spirit animals connected to your journey, and even crystal messages, lending some advice for the beginning of 2023. So I thought that this would be a great addition to the karmic reading and oracle messages that I pulled for each zodiac sign over on Patreon, looking into Mercury retrograde as well as January, because we are not starting out with the fuzziest, easiest energy in 2023. I'm going to keep it all the way real. I've been sensing much of the collective is focused on overall health and happiness on a very deep subatomic spiritual level, moving into 2023 just ready to risk it all for just overall health and happiness. So there's a lot of focus on making it somewhere, whether that's personally, professionally, mentally, spiritually, and it's all because of this Capricorn energy that we are currently under in tropical timing, and Mercury being retrograde right now in that sign. And this is the sign that rules ambition, time, karma, and discipline. So Capricorn is not the easiest energy to work under. People with prominent Capricorn energy and placements in their natal chart will know exactly what I'm talking about. This sign also crowns the top of the chart. It rules the highest point in astrology. So this is all about the climb to our dream life and reality. So it's not easy, but Capricorn ends up turning us into the best version of ourselves. And the readings in the pile today definitely reflected that energy or that focus a lot. So hopefully you all had a very beautiful holiday season and new year. Thank you guys so very much for bringing in another year with me. I cannot tell you how much I love and appreciate you guys for being there. All the beautiful encouraging messages that you guys sent me, especially throughout 2022, was highly needed for me. With me being a Taurus, North Node being in Taurus, I knew it was going to be a very intense year, and that's exactly what it was for me on like a very personal level. So thank you guys for encouraging me through it, helping me through it, supporting me through it. Hopefully I helped you guys in some way throughout last year. But I know you guys are here for your reading to see what January has in store for you and what you may be achieving on a spiritual and physical level this month. So let's just jump straight into the disclaimers and the meditation. I will meet you over at your pile. So obviously this is a general reading, meaning that it will resonate with who it is meant to resonate with. Tarot does not control or dictate your life. If you hear something that you don't like and think that you were just doomed to that reality, then you are not using my readings correctly. I conduct these readings for confirmation and not answers. If you hear something for the first time, please do not take that message without receiving further confirmation from your higher self and spiritual team. Please realize that at the end of the day, your free will and what you choose to do with it will determine your outcome, not a pick a card reading on YouTube. So please be responsible and accountable for your own actions and use this as a guide to help decipher the messages your spiritual team has been trying to send you all along. For those of you that would like to participate in this meditation, this is a general reading for the collective. So in order for this reading to resonate with you, you have to be synced into the energy of this reading. To help you do that and help you select a pile with your third eye and not your physical ones, I'm going to be offering a 60-second meditation. Halfway into it, I will be placing crystals for my clairvoyants. I like to pick piles with objects on them. And after the clairvoyant pile selection, there will be a clairaudient selection where I play a different tone for each pile. And you can select a pile based off of which tone resonates with you the most. If you are drawn to another pile, it's because there is another message for you in that pile. So if you're ready, get into a relaxed position. Become aware of your entire body, starting with your feet and working that awareness up in sections from the feet to the head. Then take a deep breath in through your nose for around 5 seconds. Hold that breath for 3 seconds and then exhale for 6 to 7 seconds. Then ask your guides, spirit, ancestors, the universe, or all of them to connect you to your higher self so you can receive confirming messages for this month of January 2023. So this is pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, and pile number 4. On pile 1, I'm not sure what crystal this is. Looks like some sort of quartz. On pile 2 is flower agate. On pile 3 is smoky quartz. On pile 4 is clear quartz. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're starting off with your tarot cards, and then I'm going to be pulling additional oracle cards on camera so we can receive some different messages from the different energies in your life, like your spiritual team, different crystal energies that want to reach out to you for the month of January, different goddess energies or entities that want to give you a message or whatever it may be for the month of January. So we're going to be looking into that, as well as whatever it is that your spiritual team wants you to be aware of for the first month of 2023. So let's get started. The very first tarot card that we have for you, pile 1, is the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Then we have the Ace of Wands, also in reverse. And as far as what your spiritual team wants to make you aware of for January, or just like a message that they really want to emphasize for the month of January, we have the King of Swords here. And the Seven of Swords as well. All right, pile 1. So starting off with your January energies with the Three of Pentacles in reverse and the Ace of Wands in reverse. So in January, pile one, you may be getting out of some sort of like obligation. It could be like a contract or something financial that you end up being removed from in January with the Three of Pentacles in reverse here. For those of you that have been living with another person, maybe like a family member or a roommate, and you've been wanting your own place, that either happens where you make an actual move to your own spot, or January begins like the countdown to you getting your own place, your own space, where you start getting everything together, like maybe letting your roommates know, for example, hey, I'm moving out at the end of the month, or by mid-February, which feels significant for your pile, is the time frame of mid-February. Some of you could even be putting in your 30 days notice somewhere. I feel like you guys are counting down to something. With this Three of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse, it's like time is winding down somewhere. You guys are aware of it. This is some sort of change or like move or something. And it just, again, it just feels like you guys are counting down. Maybe you actually start touring some places in January. So again, you could be making an actual move. But for me as the reader, this more so feels like getting everything in order, getting everything together so you can make the actual move maybe right after the month of January. For others of you, if you live with other people and want more space to yourself, it's highly likely that someone moves out in January and now you have like an extra room. Someone could have been staying with you and you've been waiting on them to move out. Very likely that this happens in January or right after January. Ace of Wands in reverse is also telling me my pile ones want more quiet somewhere, and I don't know if that's literally or in terms of energy, where you want some area of your life to be more calm and not so busy. But this is you guys actually being able to cut back and focus on one thing in January and to put all your energy into this one place. Like maybe you want to focus more on your health, for example. These cards are talking about work being uncharacteristically slow or less demanding, so you get the opportunity to slow down, or it'll feel like time is running a bit more slowly. Messages concerning your job or your main interest is coming through now, and that's what this Three of Pentacles in reverse, which is your spiritual team telling me there's an inconvenience between your interests here with the Ace of Wands in reverse and another person's interests or intentions. This is like conflicting visions, conflicting intentions or goals, and it's made work more tiresome for you with this Ace of Wands in reverse because you and another person have to work so hard to maybe agree on things or to see eye to eye. Someone at work could be micromanaging you as well. This could be like a picky boss or someone that's very difficult to please that you've been dealing with and that you're going to be dealing with less of in the month of January. And it could be because their focus is elsewhere this month. Like for example, if this is a nitpicky boss, they may have something going on in their personal life that makes them less focused on work, or they may take a good chunk of time off from work this month, and it leaves the office space feeling less stuffy and congested with this Three of Pentacles in reverse, Ace of Wands in reverse. This is sort of like a room where there was like tension, or a space with tension, or it was just congested. It was like what's the saying, like too many cooks in the kitchen. I don't know if that's the saying, but that's kind of what I'm feeling, is just like something was a little heavily congested, and it sort of frees up, the energy frees up, the space frees up. This message sort of came up too. I don't remember which reading it was. We just did on Patreon, because I did a karmic reading for 2023, like how your karma is changing. And I did a January Mercury retrograde reading over there. And this message is a little similar to one of them, and I don't remember which one. So if you are on Patreon and know which reading I'm talking about, then this message is even more meant for you in January, where you can expect less of a grind this month. So some of you may be a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, maybe even Mercury. Yeah, and the Three of Pentacles is ruled by Capricorn. And it's actually Mars and Capricorn who is exalted in this energy. Mars is exalted in the sign of Capricorn. So there's a very intense emphasis on attainment when this card is upright. The Three of Pentacles here, reaching the crux of something by any means necessary. The Three of Pentacles can talk about in reverse alongside the Ace of Wands, also in reverse, this tells me the importance of reaching something is not there anymore. And this is likely because you reached some sort of conclusion or accomplishment in January or heading into 2023, where you feel like now I've earned my right to rest, to not be so hard on myself and to not be so critical. I can take off a little bit. I can free up some of this space a little bit. I don't have to be so focused over here anymore, which is why most of you won't be taking demands related to work as seriously as you used to in the month of January. You feel like you've earned the right to take a break somewhere. Like your work, as far as something is concerned, is done. So it's like you've earned a break. So maybe this is you completing your work or financial responsibilities in January, where you feel like you got everything lined up, organized, and it's like all of January feels like a Friday afternoon. Like, I'm done with work. I'm just waiting for the clock to hit 5 so I can carry my ass home. That's what this feels like. And it's more than likely because a lot of my pile ones went into the month of January grinding your ass off, or you spent a lot of December grinding. And you can feel this in your body still with the Ace of Wands in reverse. You can feel that you need to slow it down somewhere and that you cannot stay on that same level, on that like high key work level. It's like work adrenaline is what this feels like. So maybe December was super busy for you guys, or you had some sort of goal in mind to reach. And now that you are spending January working on like assimilating your body and your energy levels back to a normal place where you are not putting so much on your plate. You're not carrying around as many heavy expectations of yourself. It's like you have to get used to not going so hard somewhere in the month of January. Because while you accomplish something, or you will very soon, and that's great, it's something to celebrate. But there's a trade or exchange when it comes to our goals, right? With everything that we achieve or gain, we give up or sacrifice something else. Maybe we sacrifice sleep or time with friends and family. Maybe we sacrifice money by investing into something or investing into our future. Maybe we give up going out and having fun in order to realize a goal. Because we are limited in the material realm, we only have but so much energy and time to work with throughout the day before we have to replenish our resources. And I'm seeing for a lot of you in January, it's about replenishment. Ace of Wands in reverse is a reset of your energy and especially your mind. It's like your mind got used to operating in overdrive somewhere. So pile 1, this could be literally for you where you lessen your workload in January. You may take some time off. There's something about a week as well. I don't know if you feel like I just need a week. I just need like a week off or a week to myself. Maybe you take a week off, or you tell yourself I'm going to start something next week. I'm not sure, but a week feels important. 3 of Pentacles is like, don't bother me, don't call me. So some of you, if you do end up taking some time off in January, like an extended vacation or a break or something like that, I see you turning your phone off, especially when it comes to work, or completely ignoring any sort of calls that come in from work, because it feels like the audacity, like like how dare y'all call me on my day off? Like, this could be someone at work asking you to help or assist them with something, and you say hell to the no. This Ace of Wands in reverse is also a lot of no's for you in January, and it's the perfect complement to the 3 of Pentacles in reverse that says find somebody else because I'm not available. I've done everything it is that you need me to do. I've done everything that I've expected of myself to do. This is my time off, and other people are going to respect that. So this is really strict, strong boundaries around what you're not willing to do in January. And there's a big shift with that, I'm seeing. But you need the strong boundary around your energy pile 1, because this break you take for your body or mind or energy is all intuitively led, which is why I feel like some of you have strong ass Capricorn placements. We are currently in the season of Capricorn and tropical timing, and Mercury is just retrograded in Capricorn just before the start of the new year. But your natal chart may have a lot of Capricorn energy, or could have a lot of aspects to Capricorn. The current transits may be happening around your 10th house. Your guides are also saying your savings will be looking very good by the end of January with the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So for those, and you may be really focused on saving money, not spending it, giving it out, because Pentacles showing up in reverse can talk about kind of like holding on to money, hoarding money, saving money, being more frugal. Ace of Wands in reverse can sort of talk about an internal focus, something that you need to focus on in-house, or personally. So this could be like a personal goal or focus for you is to save some money, to put some money away. And by the end of January, I'm really seeing for those of you wanting to save money, that by the end of January, you may see a really nice amount in your savings. You may receive money that you don't need, so you're just sort of able to jumpstart a savings or to add to your savings, but your savings is looking really good for you by the end of January. Now, something that your guides want you to watch out for with the King of Swords and the Seven of Swords over here. So with these two cards right here, King of Swords, Seven of Swords, watch out for anything or anyone trying to pressure you into making a permanent decision with the King of Swords right here, because specifically for you, I mean, you are the first pile, so I don't know, but you feel very in tune with Capricorn energy. Some other piles could as well. But you yourself personally, it just feels like you just have strong a Capricorn presence to you. But if that is the case, and there is an intuitive or spiritual push for you to slow down, for you to start pacing your energy. So anyone or anything that is trying to push against you in January, trying to tell you to hurry up, especially when it comes to signing anything with your name on it, with these being two swords cards here, your guides are saying if you moving at your own pace means looking or being perceived as difficult, then be difficult. Because I feel like someone has not checked everything like they say they have, and it doesn't feel like they're doing it maliciously or trying to get over on you. I know we have the Seven of Swords here, and Seven of Swords notoriously is known for like somebody trying to get over, somebody trying to do something behind someone else's back. But I have to go off of what I'm feeling energetically, which is someone is not on their job the way they claim to be. So when they hand you some documents and say, yes, I've looked over everything and everything is fine, don't take their word for it. The King of Swords and Seven of Swords, which the Seven of Swords was underneath the deck for you. So the Seven of Swords was underneath the deck. This is just a little more, this is energy that's just a little bit more suppressed. This is pretty much saying do not make a decision for you based off the word of someone else. If you have to trust someone in January when it comes to your work, finances, or a signature, your guides are saying do not trust them so much that you do not look into everything yourself. If the source is like, trust me, bro, it's all good, take a closer look, okay? So there may be a character in the month of January that's like, oh, you can trust me, like, no. The Seven of Swords is also applying to your personal life as well in January, pile one. There's some information coming from elsewhere in January for some of you, and this information is twisted simply because someone doesn't know what they're talking about, especially with her covering one eye like this and the Seven of Swords card. The way that she's covering her eye like this is sort of telling me that someone may see or hear something. They may then filter it through their own lens, and then has the nerve to deliver that limited information to you in their own filtered way. So for example, let's say someone comes to you in January that isn't that close to you. Maybe they're an associate, and they come to you saying like, oh, a friend of yours said this about you. But what they don't know is maybe like you and that person joke around like that all the time. Or maybe you haven't spoken to that person in years and you guys aren't even friends anymore. It's possible someone with limited visibility or limited knowledge about you attempts to tell you something in January about your personal life. And your guides are saying to let it roll off your back. Don't absorb it. Don't take it, because this information is off in some way. It's not what it looks or sounds like entirely. So they're saying to just sort of remain a little bit, keep a poker face with something with this King of Swords right here. It's going to be better for you to listen to yourself with this King of Swords right here. For sure. Okay, let's start. Grab this first. Let's grab... Actually, let's just look into career and finances for you in January. Okay, we have here new money. Yeah, so this could be like what I was picking up a little bit with that savings, like your savings account. Some sort of money could come in and you get your savings account started, or you're able to add to it. But it says something new that you've been working on will be very profitable. You should consider creating a new source of income. If you have a money-making idea, do it. So for those of you with a money-making idea, it's really, it's very profitable. So January is just talking about, in general, your financial energy in January is new money, okay? Underneath the deck here, we have celebrate. Yeah. You've accomplished so much. What did I start you guys' reading off saying? A lot of you guys you're either entering into January having accomplished something major, or you will be accomplishing something very soon. It says you have accomplished so much and you will accomplish much more. Take some time off. What did I tell you guys? You guys feel like you've earned your time off, literally. It says take some time off and celebrate your success. You deserve it. There may be an unforeseen increase in your income. This is that new money right here. This is that Three of Pentacles in reverse energy right here. Let's get a couple of messages. Did I want to do? Yeah. Let's get a couple of goddess messages for you, pile one. We have here Maya illusion. This is that Seven of Swords right here. And then Saraswati. Saraswati mastery. Underneath the deck, we have Artemis focus. So I feel like you guys are coming into January very focused, and that's where you guys are starting to ease up a little bit, because I feel like you guys were really determined and committed to pull something off maybe before the end of 2022. And you guys either got really close to doing it or you did do it, especially with Saraswati mastery here. But this is your January energy, okay? So your goddess energy is representing your January energy. So we have mastery and illusion here. So again, and that kind of looks like both of your swords cards. So the King of Swords is a master when it comes to the suit of swords. And then the Seven of Swords is all about how the swords can manifest or present themselves as an illusion. So you guys are going to have some sort of mastery over this illusion, especially if you allow information to clear itself up on its own. Okay. And so that may be why you guys are intuitively led to maybe not react off of whatever sort of information comes in, because it's limited, like what I was saying when we were just checking out your tarot cards over here. Let me grab, see what sort of themes could come up in January for you, pile one. Or anything that your guides want to tell you about. So we have patience. Like I said, just be patient. Allow the information to kind of clear up itself. But it says, I accept that everything happens in divine order. So there is going to be some patience that's needed in the month of January. It's going to really help you. Underneath the deck, we have purpose. I know what I am here to do. There could be some sort of patience that's needed when it comes to your purpose or any sort of mission that you're on in the month of January. There could be some sort of patience that is needed here. I know what I am here to do. You guys may have a very clear direction when it comes to your 2023 or the first month of 2023, being January. You guys may have a very clear direction, but there's going to need to be some patience revolving around whatever it is that you may have settled your mind on, especially with this King of Swords energy right here. The King of Swords is extremely clear, but he's also a masterful character that understands clarity comes from making decisions as well as allowing information to develop, allowing information to come in. So there's something that, again, it's limited. You're not working with all the bits and pieces of information. So this King of Swords, he does feel extremely intuitive for you, and it just kind of feels like being patient or waiting before you maybe make some sort of a permanent decision in the month of January. And again, we do have Mercury retrograde. Pile one, let's grab a couple of messages from your angels. See what they want to say. We have here the unseen. There's a greater force at work behind the scenes, taking care of all the details. Let go of your specific expectations. Yeah, this is that illusion, my illusion card here, and then the Seven of Swords. There's something that's unseen. There's something that's unseen, like what I was saying for you. You might want to wait for things to clear up a little bit more because you're working with limited information somewhere. It's not like a broken record, but it kind of keeps coming through as well. A little bit. Underneath the deck here, we have new love. A new relationship is entering your life, who will be a reflection of your newfound authenticity. So this could be what's unseen for you guys. This could be what you guys are being led to be a little bit more patient with as well. It could have to do with your love life. Could have to do with a new relationship coming into your life. that your angels want to tell you about. And so they also want to tell you too that there's a lot that you don't know right now. So there's a lot that's maybe happening beyond your level of awareness that you need to sort of trust. Let me see what this deck says for you. Let's get one more message from your angels. Okay, so it says springtime and any day now. So springtime here says things are beginning to bloom, new beginning, rebirth, growth. The answer lies in newness. So springtime this year of 2023 could be significant for you. Any day now here says today, tomorrow, or the next. Manifest instant positive vibrations. Conditions for growth are optimal. So you guys, and then underneath the deck we have April. This is also springtime. A boost in your sex life. Easter, fertility, sex life, hope. What you work on now will be fruitful. Yeah, this kind of sounds like new money. Celebrate the Three of Pentacles in reverse, as we were talking about as well. So you guys, when it comes to springtime, it could just be saying that spring 2023 is significant for you guys, or that January itself is having, it has a spring type of energy and vibe to it for you, where there's a lot of new beginnings. There's very fertile energy that you're working with. It says that things are beginning to bloom. So whatever it is that you guys worked on in December or in the later parts of 2023, it could be what's contributing to this new beginning or this rebirth or this growth that you were starting to see in the month of January. And it says the answer lies in newness. So there's a new direction that you guys are meant to go in, because that's where your answers are going to be at. I mean, we do have the Ace of Wands for you right here. It's in reverse. So that could be talking about you guys don't have the energy maybe to really start something new. But so many of your cards is talking about new money. We have springtime, any day now. Underneath the deck, we have April, which says what you work on now will be fruitful. So this is kind of talking about you guys having some sort of maybe a new proposition. It could be a new opportunity. And you guys are like, you know what? I'm taking a break for right now. I'm taking a break from right now. I'm recouping my energy and my resources. And then I'll be ready to kind of start something new. Then I'll be ready to sort of travel down a new path. This any day now with this hand holding a wand on the card, it looks exactly like this Ace of Wands as well. So any day now, this could be that you guys, and it's a magic wand, so it could be that you guys have some sort of intentions that you may have set recently, and any day now they are manifesting in the month of January, because this is your January reading. Conditions for growth are optimal. Manifest instant positive vibration today, tomorrow, or the next. So there's something that's coming in very quickly. And that could also be what your Seven of Swords is talking about. Like I said, Seven of Swords is notorious for being like sneaky and deceptive. But when it comes to tarot, you can't just look at the tarot cards and go off of like one meaning, because then you're just going to cheat yourself when it comes to tarot, because tarot's so elastic. There's so many meanings to each card. So the Seven of Swords could just simply be talking about how you're not aware of what's going. I mean, that's what it talks about, a lack of awareness. But it doesn't have to be against your benefit. It doesn't have to be something that's negative. That's a very one-dimensional way of viewing tarot cards. So the Seven of Swords could just simply be talking about there's a manifestation coming in, there's a blessing coming in that you guys don't see. It might have been why I was picking up like the Seven of Swords. It didn't feel malicious to me. That might have been why. Yeah, and we got the unseen right here. I forgot we have this card. There's a greater force at work behind the scenes, taking care of all the details. Let go of your specific expectations. You guys have a blessing coming in January. Some sort of manifestation that you may have set intentions for, you may have prayed for, and you guys just don't see it coming in just yet. Especially if you're a little bit tired with this Ace of Wands in reverse right here. Maybe you guys put in so much energy, so much work heading into 2023, and you're just sort of, you might not be on the lookout for anything right now, but it's coming either way. The cards that we have for you, the crystal messages for you, we have Lepidolite, looks like this. And then we also have Kunzite, which looks like this, pretty stones. But lepidolite here says what it is. Lepidolite is a lithium-infused mica with rose and lavender-hued spa vibes. Who needs it? The perpetually frazzled, the oh-so-cerebral, type A workaholics. What did I say in your tarot cards? You guys have been working. It was like you had a work adrenaline. Yeah, that was how I described it. And it literally says right here, this is for type A workaholics. Where to put it? In a bubble bath, on the meditation cushion, in the fetal position, when the pressure to be successful, fit, and fabulous 24/7, 365 is too much. Again, like we talked about, your tarot cards, you guys are interested in taking a break. You're done right now. You're done right now. Or at some point in the month of January, you guys are just like, I need a spa day. I need to chill. I need to not do nothing. It says when to use it, when freaking out, or to prevent that, put the phone on do not disturb. Didn't I mention that you guys are going to put your phone on silent and not answer any calls from work? Yeah, exactly. It says hold lepidolite in each palm and just let yourself be for 5 minutes. Relax the muscles between your shoulder blades, strengthen your breaths, and let go of all the drama. It wasn't yours to begin with anyways. Enter your chill zone. Could be talking about that Seven of Swords. Whoever pops up with some sort of like limited information, yeah, just King of Swords, the Seven of Swords energy. Then we have kunzite. What it is, a high vibe lithium infused lilac pink stone that glows with an energy that could be described in a word as cuddly. Who needs it? Anyone with a heavy heart about something. Collectors of good vibrations. Where to put it? Place on your heart and breathe deeply of kunzite's cotton candy essence, or hold it in your left hand and whisper sweet nothings to yourself. When you use it, call on kunzite after a breakup or a major disappointment, or when you are beating yourself up about something. You don't need permission to be here. You belong. If you forget that, pause, tap into kunzite's pink prismatic vibration and let love rule. Open up your love channel. Okay. And then underneath the deck, we have rose quartz for you. More pink. It says, what is rose quartz? Rose quartz is love in rock form. Who needs it? The overly self-critical. Yeah, like I was saying, you guys aren't being as hard on yourself anymore in the month of January. So rose quartz is also a very easy crystal to get your hands on. So if you don't have lepidolite or kunzite, rose quartz could probably fill in the healing energies for lepidolite and kunzite. But it says, who needs it? The overly self-critical, sentient spiritual beings who love deeply, those in the healing arts, or those who want to be. Where to put it? In spaces you want to zone safe and sacred, held with both hands to your heart with the utmost loving kindness. When to use it, it says when you feel like you always have to be the one to have it all figured out, to work the hardest. Yeah, this is the energy that you guys are dropping in January. It says to hold it all together for everyone else. Rose quartz gives us a pink cashmere covered platform to be soft, sweet, and open to spirit. Take care of your heart. Okay, and then final message for you guys from your spirit animal. Wow. Okay, we've got unicorn. Okay. Underneath the deck, we have beaver, the working beaver. Yeah. This month for you guys is about not working as hard. Where's my book? Oh, hold on. Okay. Unicorn here, the message from your spirit animal. This says reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity, and it says it's difficult to see, hear, or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it is real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago. The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity and encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn. We wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can truly trust it. We think about a higher power and our mind hesitates between yes, no, and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. So this could be something that you guys end up doing in the month of January. Maybe questioning spirit a little bit, exploring your relationship to spirit in the month of January. It says the mind's eye knows that there is something beyond our day-to-day lives. That's the unseen in the Seven of Swords right here. It says a deeper dimension to our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp something more. You are the unicorn and have begun your quest for the answers. The unicorn in the 6th chakra says it's no surprise. The subtle essence of the unicorn card resides at the third eye, the exact place from which the unicorn horn extends. The center is called the Ajna chakra, or command center. The ancient yogis believed it to be responsible for our intellect, intuition, and deepest wisdom. Some say our two eyes see the past and present, while the third eye peers into the future. In pile 1, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys in terms of your January 2023. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, stay safe, healthy, blessed. Love you guys to the moon and back, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. Pile 2, welcome to your reading. So we are just starting off with your tarot cards to receive some messages from your spiritual team, different members on your spiritual team. So we're going to be receiving some messages from your goddess energy, any sort of goddess energies and entities that are part of your spiritual team and spiritual journey. We're also going to be hearing from your spirit animals, some different crystal energies that want to reach out to you in terms of the first month of your 2023, anything that you need to hear. And also your guides and your spiritual team will be reaching out to tell you something that they want you to keep an eye out for in the month of January with these two cards over here. So let's get started with your January energy. So the very first card that we have for you is the Fool. Then we have the Seven of Cups. And for the energies or something that your spiritual team wants you to watch out for in January, we have the Seven of Wands. So we've got two sevens. And then we have the Six of Wands. Okay. Actually just remembered a dream that I had last night. Now I have to go write it down. And when I come back, we'll get to your reading. I'm so sorry, but it just hit me during your pile for some reason. So 1 second. All right, my bad, you guys, I'm back. Sorry, but when it hits you, you gotta grab it. You gotta grab it. Anyways. Okay, so we've got the Fool for you, and then the Seven of Cups for your January energy. So this Fool card, to me, it definitely looks like Aries energy, or like ram's horns, and it's over a crescent moon. So the new moon in Aries will be greatly affected by January, and the new moon in Aries will be happening, I want to say around no, it's probably happening around late April, because we have a switch. We just talked about this on Patreon. We have a switch between the full moon and the new moon phases happening around the 4th, 5th month of the year. So I think it's probably late April when that new moon in Aries is going to hit. So that new moon in Aries around late April will be greatly impacted by January, by this month. For you, specifically pile 2. January is the reset of the calendar, the Gregorian calendar, but the spring equinox is Mother Earth's reset. It's the reset of nature's own calendar. So you, pile 2, will definitely feel like you had 2 new years in 2023. January will feel like a new beginning for you, and spring will look like a new beginning for you. So Fool and the Seven of Cups, there's a lot of emotions that you'll be channeling in January, because I feel like so many of my pile 2s are trying new things. You are open and exploratory no matter where something ends up or leads. You are open to seeing things through that you may have been closed off to before the start of the new year. So before 2023, you may not have been open to doing new things without knowing how it would end up, or it caused a lot of anxiety not knowing how things would pan out. But this Fool and Seven of Cups is saying in January, your approach to the unknown is so experimental. You don't have such a chokehold on how things are supposed to go. You're a lot more willing to ride things out. There's a change in your approach where you may be more open to the experience now. You may be doing a lot of trial and error this month, testing things out, maybe even testing people out. So some of you may be like dating more this month, and that even extends beyond romantic situations. So for example, you may be like dating friends, like not romantically, it's the wrong way to describe it then, not romantically, but like where let's say you have an idea for a business or something, and this is you telling different friends about it to see who has the best advice or concept, and then picking that friend's brain about it. There's a lot of assessment here to see who's a better match when it comes to different subjects in your life in January, who fits you better, who you vibe with more, and deciding to really stick with them moving forward when it comes to that one particular situation. Okay, so if you decide 2023 is a year that I start a business, but one friend seems to be more invested or like they have better advice than your other friends, that's the same friend that you keep going back to all of 2023 when it comes to you starting that business or wanting to get a business off the ground. It could even be that you and that particular friend kind of like go into a business together or something like that, just an example. Because this is the energy in your pile, this could be reversed where maybe someone chooses to start some sort of a new chapter exclusively with you. Now for my pile 2s that dealt with like a slow 2022 in terms of options, maybe it felt like you lacked choices or like there was only one specific course of action that you could take. 2023 will feel like you hopped onto a new timeline because you are not limited anymore. The Fool card is literally the card that trumps all the others because there's no such thing as a restriction or a maximum or a ceiling. The Fool is the source or center of tarot, not the margin. So 2022 may have had a lot to do with concentrating your life or your energy somewhere. It may have had a lot to do with like walking on the edge. It may have had a lot to do with boundaries, creating different territories, and maybe having to walk a really fine line somewhere. But that's the beautiful thing about the universe, is it is balanced. So wherever it contracts and kind of squeezes things together, it will later on expand and bring you more freedom. So some of you exited out of your Saturn return in 2022 because that's the energy that it sort of feels like here. You don't have to have had a Saturn return recently or be going through one right now for this reading to apply to you, but the energy just feels extremely similar to a Saturn return because that's exactly what Saturn return does. It literally suffocates you somewhere, and then it just explodes once that Saturn retrograde sort of phase is phasing out and ending. Some of you may have exited out of your Saturn return last year, and you'll be able to feel and notice that because the Seven of Cups is talking about a surplus for you, things getting added to your life. There's maybe a bonus or an extension or maybe even a companion. Wherever you have entered in 2022 with losses is where January will bring another, or it will bring something new and fresh. It'll be different. It'll look different. It'll feel out of the ordinary. With the Fool here, Seven of Cups as well. This is also talking about your lack of action somewhere. So maybe it's been like all work and no play, or all play and no work. Maybe you haven't traveled in a long time or dated in a long time. There's been a lack of excitement, maybe a rut that you've been in, and January changes that. It'll feel like someone waved a magic wand, and out of nowhere, that place in your life that felt maybe a little lifeless or dull or dead or black and white, it just exploded with the Fool and the Seven of Cups. So this feels like sensory overload in a sense. You know when you travel someplace you've never been, and everywhere you look, it's like your brain is trying to process it and take it in. That's what January feels like for you somewhere. Like you were seeing the same thing every day, and then all of a sudden a huge change in scenery and what you've been taking in or dealing with. And with this being the Seven of Cups, it's highlighting where this explosion of action is coming in, and it has to do with your emotional body. You haven't felt something or maybe even anything in a long time. Some of you forgot what it's like to maybe have fun or to let loose or to be in love or to wake up and not have anything to do. And I'm just throwing out different scenarios, but this feels like a foreign experience for you because life got way too repetitive for you somewhere, pile 2. And January will be this way, or it is setting you up for 2023. Well, nothing will repeat itself. So expect a change where you used to wake up and know exactly what to expect, to where you wake up and wonder what's going to happen today. You really won't know, but it's like a welcome change for most of my pile 2s, because some of you felt like you needed some sort of a change. I mean, this could even be a change too, because there's something about the Fool card here highlighting like the horns. There could be a change with like, you could do a drastic change when it comes to your appearance, when it comes to your hair, when it comes to your face somehow. Your overall appearance and identity may completely change in January. You may take on more of a a different sort of like attitude or persona in the month of January. You guys could have become maybe like new parents or something recently or last year. Maybe you got into school last year or got back into school. Maybe you started focusing on your health last year. And it was like last year really concentrated heavily on that one thing. And now in 2023, it's like, oh, wait, like I have all these other things I can concentrate on now. You see how this eye is looking at all these other cups over here? That's what I'm picking up, not just for your January, but January is definitely an introduction for your 2023 pile too, where you go from only focusing on like one cup to now like having the 7 of cups. I don't know why this just came through with the 7 of cups here. And with the Fool card. So I don't know if some of you have been like wanting to experiment with things like ayahuasca or something. I don't know if you guys are planning a trip to go take like a tea or something with like a shaman, or maybe you guys are going like a spiritual retreat or something like that. But there is some sort of like eye-opening, awakening experience. And it could be because you enter into some sort of altered state with the 7 of Cups right here. The 7 of Cups, it feels so much like Pisces energy. And it's not. Because the 7 of Cups, it has to do with Scorpio energy, actually. But it feels very much so like Pisces energy. And just really doing something random. Doing something very random, especially with this Fool card right here. It just feels like you guys do something really random that causes your third eye to open up. Or it causes you to really, it just causes you to really open up or to like awaken in some way. And it feels like it's because you go off script, I guess you could say. But most of it has to do with because it's like your energy isn't so trapped up in this one place anymore like it was in 2022, which is why it feels like the end of a Saturn return. But again, it doesn't have to be. So what it is that your guides, your spiritual team wants you to watch out for, we've got another 7 over here, the 7 of Wands and the 6 of Wands. So what's interesting is where you wanted more excitement, it may also come in like a little too fast, or it may feel like there's too much going on. This is kind of be careful what you ask for, because if things are still a little slow for you right now, pile 2, take advantage of that. Take advantage of that alone time, the extra time to rest and do what you want to do, the peace and quiet, because something is about to get loud. And if you guys are doing anything when it comes to opening up your third eye and it's some sort of like a new experience or a spiritual experience, just make sure you're grounded. Okay, make sure you're really grounded, because it's like you guys could be, you guys could, like, if this is you just traveling somewhere and drinking some ayahuasca and having a spiritual experience, it may be so overwhelming that if you're not grounded, it may just sort of like freak you out, if anything. Which is why I always tell people, like, if you're entering into like like a spiritual journey or something, and you haven't started at the bottom, like with the lower chakras, like you want to literally start from the bottom. You want to work your way up from there. So you want to start with the root, and the root is going to rule everything that has to do with our real reality, our real life. So this is everything that makes us feel secure and safe. Then you want to move that up to the sacral chakra, which is all about our instincts, our methods of survival, how we process things emotionally and subconsciously. Then you want to move up to the solar plexus, which has everything to do with your identity, your self-image, your self-esteem, who you are, your ego. Then you want to move up to the heart space, and the heart space is where we connect the lower to the upper chakras. This is also how we expand and connect with other people. It has a lot to do with the auric field. Then you want to move up to the throat chakra. This is all about how clear we communicate, how we express ourselves and get ourselves across. And you want to move up to the third eye. So there's a whole process there, and it's like you don't really want to skip steps, because if you just go from like, maybe where you're just getting into spirituality and it seems like a cool thing, and then all of a sudden you're like, I want to just open my third eye, you might see some shit that is like, it could just totally throw you. Okay, so if that is something that you're doing, just make sure you ground yourself. Just make sure you ground yourself first, and that you feel comfortable with exploring the realm of spirituality, because spirituality isn't something that we're ever disconnected from. Spirituality is literally just the art and practice of you. That's all it is. There's no such thing as like you talking like this and dressing like that and looking like this and carrying around crystals makes you spiritual. No, you've always been spiritual from the moment that you were created by source. You have been a spiritual being. Just be as grounded as you can. If you're doing anything to like spiritually induce your abilities in the month of January, just make sure you're completely grounded, because once you kind of open yourself up to things, it can be hard to close back up, especially as an adult. You know, as we get older as kids, like it can be easy to talk ourselves out of whatever we saw as a kid, but as an adult, that's damn near impossible. Another thing that's coming through that your guides want to make you more aware of for January is wherever you've been fighting for change, you may turn around and try to fight for a little bit of normalcy to come back in. So your guides want you to not even like watch out for this, but more so tell you that everything is about to change. So take these sort of last few moments or days or weeks to be in the now, to be present, because your focus and where you direct your energy is about to change a lot. 111 may be significant for you as well, because it was just 111 on my camera clock here. So you may start to see 111 or repeating ones, 1111 right before things change. If you haven't been seeing these numbers already, you may be seeing a lot of like magician energy or a magician card. If you get readings done or read cards yourself, you may be seeing 4 of Wands a lot, star card I just saw for you. So there's going to be like a whole new set of interests and things pulling at you, okay? And for those of you that are kind of new to maybe a spiritual journey, or maybe you're recommitting to your conscious journey at the beginning of 2023, I keep coming back to this. I think your guides keep pulling me back to this. It's between the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Wands right here, where they're saying once you tap into some sort of gift, you're not going to be able to close it back up. Some sort of gift or something may have been dormant in you for a while. Once it arises, you're not going to be able to push it back down. There could be like a lot of energies trying to get in touch with you. Some of you guys are psychic mediums and you haven't really awoken to that gift just yet, because there's something about the 7 of Wands where I feel like it's different energies, different spirits, like kind of clawing at your attention. Like they really want to get your attention. They really want to communicate with you, work with you, something like that. And this is why that message for being grounded is so important, because you guys are going to need to know, because you're so open with the Fool card right here. You're so open in January. And so especially if this is like you guys recommitting to a conscious journey or getting into a spiritual journey, this is why you're going to need to be grounded, so you know and can speak with authority as to the different energies and spirits that you want to commune with and interact with and engage with. It's extremely important to be deliberate and direct about which energies you want to deal with. So you're definitely going to need your focus, because whether these are spiritual energies or just different interests popping up in January, you're going to need your focus. So while you may feel a little bit bored right now, you may look back on this time. Either it's like you feel bored, or maybe it's more of a spiritual thing where maybe there's not like a lot of spiritual phenomenon happening around you right now. You may look back on this time and moment and feel like things were a bit more simple, and in the beginning of this change, before you get used to it, you may end up missing what you're trying to change or what you can't stand right now. The boredom, the quiet, having too much time on your hands, not having enough to do, the lack of adventure and change. Maybe it's like the lack of spiritual contact for those of you getting into a spiritual journey this month. And it's not a bad change here, but some of you may take a while to adjust because you don't like change in general. Some of you, even though you've been asking for it for some time. Another thing your guides are saying to watch out for in January that's a bit more specific is don't stoop to anyone else's level. If you have to bend down or lower yourself to meet anyone, don't do it. This will more so have to do with conflict. Your guides are saying someone could embarrass themselves with you, shutting them down basically, and you can't shut this person down by engaging with them. You shut them up by making the determination that they are not worth your time, so you pay them in dust, okay? Like, listen, I'm late to go win somewhere with the 6 of Wands over here, because we have the 6 of Wands showing up. In terms of your guides telling you what to watch out for is the 6 of Wands. So again, it's like, be careful what you wish for. Like, Okay, you want more spiritual contact or something like that? Well, boom. Now you're getting hit with like all these different spirits wanting to come and talk to you or something like that. Oh, you're bored? Okay, well, we're about to spice your life up. And boom, it hits you with all this change, and it's like whatever you're asking for comes through in January. And for the Six of Wands to show up as what your guides want you to watch out for, it's, again, this is something that you guys have asked for, but it's like the way that it comes in, it may be a bit overwhelming with the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is the card of being overwhelmed. So somewhere in the mundane sense, taking this out of like more the spiritual sense, but more of like in mundane terms, if there is somebody trying to cause conflict in your life, your guides are saying, let them have this argument. Let them win. Six of Wands, let them win the argument. Seven of Wands, since they're so thirsty for it, let them have it then. Don't even really engage them. Since, this is something that they are determined to do, is to bring conflict in some way. If that's ends up happening in January, this is not something that you want to win at, pile 2. So don't let them convince you otherwise as combative person or just somebody that's all about conflict and drama. Sevens are notorious in tarot for moving funny, okay? So Seven of Swords can be sneaky as fuck. The Seven of Cups can even be a little deceptive or create a lot of illusion where you don't know what cup you're going to get, kind of like playing a slot machine. Seven of Wands can appear as misdirected conflict and anger that results in confusion. Even the Seven of Pentacles can represent the notion of strings attached to some sort of manifestation. Like, yeah, there's a pile of pentacles here, great, but you have to work to dig them out and claim them. So it's usually always something hidden when we're dealing with the sevens. It's usually always something that you have to go digging a little bit more for. Some of you guys, you may have very strong 7 energy in your numerological chart. You could be a life path 7, destiny number 7, whatever those numbers are. You could have a lot of 7s in your chart. We are moving into a 7 year with 2023. But yeah, 7s are very interesting cards in tarot. There's always something hidden behind them that we're not entirely aware of. So it's possible that whatever conflict you come across in January with the 7 of Pentacles here, that it has, or not the 7, but the 7 of Wands, that it has nothing to do with you. And it'll be important for you guys, pile 2, to be aware of other people's ignorance in that regard, to be aware of other people's intentions. What I mean by that is you being aware of what other people aren't. So for example, those people that take out their personal issues onto others that have nothing to do with anything. This is that situation where, let's say someone is going through like a breakup, so they end up like clockwork, because the 7 of Wands, it feels familiar. It feels like someone that who is known for doing this once in a while, where they, for example, take out a bad day that they're having on you. They literally try to pick a fight or start an argument because they don't know how to deal with the stress in their own life, but they need to let it out. They just let it out on the wrong person. And they'll have a much easier time realizing that you, pile 2, don't deserve this type of energy by you not giving them what they're looking for, because someone is expecting an argument with you. They're used to you responding with the 7 of Wands, but your guides are saying you have so many other exciting things happening in January. You're just starting out on the spiritual journey, that of course this conflict is going to arise. Sometimes that happens when we start off on spiritual journeys, when we start awakening, when we start ascending. You will be shocked how these types of energies, and it's like, not today, Satan, not today. So things like this will happen when you're starting to ascend. There's a reason why when you get a promotion or your life starts going good, people start acting like little assholes running around. You may be able to notice that, like, man, people, it seems like something always, whenever something is going good, it seems like there could be like a little bit of weirdness that happens anytime something good goes on in my life. And that's because other energies are trying to kick you off of that vibration that you're in. And that's where you have to be a little bit more stubborn than those other agendas and plans. Okay, so your guides are saying with the 6 of Wands right here, things are working out for you in succession. There's so many exciting things and good things happening for you that's where you need to stay focused, is on the 6 of Wands, because about energy, pile 2. This other person either doesn't know about energy, or if they do, they don't care to waste their own energy on bullshit. And better when it comes to what you give your energy to, pile 2. So take this opportunity to leave whatever this conflict is in its own misery. Someone around you has gotten too comfortable with trying to drag people down to their level depending on how they feel on any given day. So again, you just, just remind them that you're not about that life. You're not about that life, Especially for those of you that started out 2023 saying like, I want this year to be more peaceful. I want it to be more harmonic. I want it to be more aligned. Yeah. The world, the 3D realm is full of agendas. It's full of agendas. That's what 7 energy deals with. So make sure you stick and are committed to your own agenda though, pile 2. Let's get some cards for your finances and career. Okay, so we have here change. We were talking about that with the Fool. It says, there's a change for the better coming your way. Embrace it. This is that 6 of Wands. Just because you don't see any movement, it doesn't mean nothing is happening. Sometimes to see change, you must be the change. That's what you guys are doing with the Fool right here. Underneath the deck for you, we have unexpected. Prepare for what is this? And then we have, there is something better. Okay, it says prepare for unexpected financial loss. This financial crisis may be out of your control, but you can still control the outcome. Deal with things head on and try to prepare for the unexpected before it happens. Unexpected, it could be this Fool energy right here. It could also be the 7 of Wands. So be careful about with unexpected right here. Because like I was talking about the 7 energy can kind of deal with hidden things. So for some reason with unexpected, I feel like it could have to do with another person. I don't know if maybe another person is like, hey, you want to put your money into this or put it into that. And maybe you're expecting it to be successful and it isn't. So just be very careful of this. With this unexpected, I feel like this unexpected card is really talking about Mercury retrograde energy, okay? And then underneath that, I really felt the need to look at this and it says there is something better. Okay, so there's something better than whatever this other option may be with unexpected right here. This could also come through with unexpected. Hold on, let me grab. This could also come through with unexpected as some sort of bill or something that needs to be paid. This unexpected could be like an unexpected bill or something that comes in that maybe you have to be financially responsible for. And again, like I said, it feels like another person. So it could even be another person getting into some sort of financial, some sort of financial crisis, and maybe they ask you for some help. Okay, some of the themes that we have for you this month of January here is judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So this is about you being a judge as far as your own January and remaining in control of what's around you in the month of January with this judgment card. Then we also have freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. This is totally that Fool energy right here. So don't feel too, don't feel like you have to, yeah, exactly. Underneath the deck, we have guilt. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Don't feel like you have to you guys are free to choose to make your own decisions, because something feels like another person. And I don't know if somebody tries to guilt trip you into helping them with some sort of unexpected change to their finances, or maybe like a bill or something like that. But make sure that you understand that like you're free to decide for yourself if that's appropriate or not, if you want to help somebody or not. If you don't want to help somebody out of their own financial crisis, don't feel entitled to do that. Okay, let me see. Let's get a couple of goddess cards for you. We have Artemis Focus. And then underneath the deck, we have Mama Kocha, water, I believe. So when it comes to water, this has everything to do with the emotional body. This has everything to do with our lunar moon energy. And so for you guys, what I'm actually picking up as well with water is that water can help a lot of you guys ground. It can help a lot of you guys expel any sort of chaotic energy from your own vibration. It can kind of help you release certain attachments and things like that. Because when it comes to focus, this is about really directing your energy, being a director, being a judge of your own month of January itself. So when it comes to water, I feel like they could be talking about even like spiritual baths and stuff like that, spiritual showers, maybe even using water to stay grounded, to keep grounded, to stay focused on what it is that you need to do, versus because the Seven of Wands is like, it's other agendas that come in and try to distract you. The Seven of Cups can be very distracting as well. So it's going to be important for you guys to stay focused on this new beginning and to not get too caught up in whatever you feel as though is kind of pulling at you. Because like I said, the Seven of Wands, it kind of feels like something's pulling at you. A couple of messages from your angels here says, keep exploring. This is that full energy. Level up your expectations and don't settle for what you already know. See how you can improve your life. Don't settle for what you already know. So keep exploring. Keep exploring. Keep, underneath the deck here we have embrace the dark. Allow yourself to feel and be present, to hold and nurture those dark, unlit parts of yourself, and your life will begin to expand because of it. I think that could have to do with some of you that are either going on a spiritual journey, you're starting one in January, or maybe you're recommitting in a way. Maybe you're like, and when I say recommit, maybe you're like getting back into doing rituals. Maybe you're getting back into doing spell work. Maybe you're getting back into meditating and to prioritizing your spiritual hygiene. Well, that's what I call it. So maybe you guys are getting back to that in some way. Maybe you're even changing up your diet and things like that. Because like I said with the Fool, it feels like something changes for some of you when it comes to your appearance. So you could literally look different. And it could have to do with you physically looking different, or it could just have to do with your vibration feeling different. So that could be because you guys are really working with different aspects of yourself. You could even be working on integrating the darker aspects of yourself, the shadow aspects of yourself. You could be exploring the dark aspects of yourself or the shadow parts of you. And again, water being very instrumental in that. Let's get some other messages from your angels. Okay, so what is this? Oh yeah, it's a lot of cards. So it's not it. Let's see. This one here says, later than you think, overcoming the trap of ego, pride, strength, authority, courage. Stop getting in your own way. So this could definitely be a spiritual month for some of you guys, where maybe you were just starting off in a spiritual journey. Especially with Embrace the Dark right here, keep exploring. Yeah, some of you guys are just, underneath the deck, we have waste of your time. Nothing will come of it, not serious, wrong things, unwise. Don't ignore the red flags. The red flags, it could be the Seven of Wands character over here, like what your spiritual team wanted to sort of make you aware of, was to really not engage. Don't give to it. It's a waste of your time to engage in this fight or to engage in this conflict. It's a total waste of time. And then with overcoming the trap of ego right here, it's giving a little bit of, with this card, it's giving a little bit of a new meaning to the Fool and your Six of Wands. So some of my pile twos, you guys could have been almost like intimidated in a way by maybe success with the Six of Wands. It could be in the sense that every time, I did kind of mention that as an example, every time you guys, something good happens for you, it's like somebody gets annoyed or jealous or upset with the Six of Wands and then the Seven of Wands. You guys may be expecting, with something good happening for you in January, you guys may be expecting someone to get upset with you or somebody to act a certain way. But that's also kind of getting in your own way when it comes to your success. When it comes to your Six of Wands energy, is you being worried about how your Six of Wands energy may be perceived by other people with the Seven of Wands here. Don't worry about that. It's a waste of your time to worry about that. Just focus on winning. Like Artemis focus right here. A message from your crystal energy that wants to reach out to you here is bismuth, and it looks like this. It says what it is: an iridescent crystalline metal with a stair-step structure that forms when liquid bismuth cools. Bismuth's energy is focusing, conductive, and awakening. Who needs it? It says the easily distracted. That could be the Fool, Seven of Cups, Seven of Wands here. It says the easily distracted, burners, people who are very bored. Didn't I mention some of you guys, you walked into 2023 bored, or you spent 2022 feeling like it was boring, like nothing was happening? Okay, yeah, it says where to put it: on your desk in Silicon Valley and in your utility belt in Black Rock City. When to use it: for those looking for some psychedelic influence. This is so creepy because I was wondering why I was picking up like ayahuasca for some of you. I thought maybe that was like literally a message for one person here in this group. But I don't know, maybe some of you have been like wanting to go open your third eye. Maybe you wanted to induce some sort of third eye spiritual psychedelic experience. And it literally says that when to use it: for those looking for some psychedelic influence without swallowing the red pill, lie on your back and take 10 or 100 or 1,000,000 powerful breaths through your mouth with bismuth placed on your forehead. Then break out of tired gray thought patterns and get en route to a more colorful, energized life. I literally use that as an example that some of you guys just felt like there was no color in your life. It says rewrite your code with rainbows. Okay, wow. Underneath the deck we have for you, the other crystal is aventurine. And this is what it looks like. And it says, what is it? Shimmering aventurine is the good luck stone. It's a translucent green quartz containing particles that create a glittery effect called appropriately aventurescence. Okay, it's heart-centered. Happy-go-lucky vibes are a reminder that this on-life experiment is supposed to be fun. This is that Full energy. Who needs it? Melancholic inhabitants of ruts and funks. Anybody with a side hustle. So some of you guys have just been in a rut and you're really seeking to change that in January. But some of you guys, you may miss how quiet things were once they get going with the Seven of Wands here. It says where to put it: in your pocket on poker night, whenever you encounter people, places, and things hell-bent to bring you down to gutter level. I'm over these crystal messages. They're too on par. That's what I was saying with your Seven of Wands. Whoever's trying to bring you down to their level, tell them, not today, Satan. The fuck up out of my face. I've got to go win. I don't have time for you. Okay. Yeah. So it says where to put it is whenever you encounter people, places, and things hell-bent to bring you down to gutter level. When to use it: when you find yourself in a crisis of confidence and it's time to wake up, clean up, and re-up your shine. Show off your sparkle. And then one final message for me for your spirit, from your spirit animal. We have elephant. Underneath the deck was tiger. Oh wow, the book just literally opened right up to elephant. Okay, and it says here, unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles. So if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. This is that Full energy. This is you guys getting out of that rut, getting out of that monotonous sort of routine that you guys got sick of in 2022. But it says here, to add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. This could be that unexpected card right here, what it was talking about. So there could be some sort of obstacle that comes up, maybe with career finances, because it's trying to keep you from something else. Another obstacle that we deal with, it popped up in your tarot cards, which is the Seven of Wands. It's literally the card of being overwhelmed by some sort of challenge, by some sort of obstacle, by some sort of adversary. But yeah, it says here, trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. When in balance, it's one pointed focus. Oh, just like Artemis focus right here. So that's your goddess energy. Some of you guys may be very, very close to Artemis. But it says here, when in balance, it is focused, generous, and loving. When out of balance, it misunderstands fate. To bring into balance, trust. So this is fate. Whatever happens in January, it's meant to happen for your highest and greatest good. It's important that you guys trust it though, okay? But pile 2, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are starting off with your tarot cards, and we are going to be receiving messages from the different energies that are present in your spiritual team, or they are a part of your spiritual team. So we're going to be pulling messages from your guides, from different spirit animals that have sort of maybe latched onto you, or they just have a very specific message for you for the month of January. We're also going to be pulling some messages from your goddess energy or any sort of goddess entities that may be a part of your spiritual team or very drawn to you. And also, we'll be getting some messages from some different crystal energies that want to give you some sort of information about your January 2023. And also we're going to be looking into some messages surrounding what your guides want you to watch out or look out for in the month of January. Okay, so let's get started. So these 2 cards over here are your January energies, and then these 2 cards to the left is what your guides want you to watch out for the month of January. So starting off, your January energy, we have the King of Cups here. And then we have the Ten of Swords. What they want you to watch out for, we have the Six of Cups and Justice in reverse. So pile 3, I feel like my pile 3s are entering January having to be very strong and sticking to some sort of change or an ending with the King of Cups and the Ten of Swords. King of Cups is some of you having to repeatedly remind yourself throughout January, like, remember why you were doing this, or remember why you were making some sort of change. Remember why you have cut something off, because this Ten of Swords is an extremely strong boundary in terms of what you are no longer engaging with. It could be a mental state, a way of thinking, a way of talking or communicating, a way of speaking about yourself. It could be somebody that, it could be even a relationship, of course, with the swords here, Ten of Swords. So this is you guys like putting a nail in your own coffin in terms of something that you used to engage with, something or someone that you used to interact with, and you guys like killing it on your own, kind of like putting this sort of sword, this final sword in something that you no longer want to engage with. And King of Cups, for sure, again, this feels like change, but this feels like that New Year's resolution as well, of like, just an example. It feels like this New Year's resolution of getting up at 6 a.m. every day so you can go for a jog, and having to push through those days where you'd really rather lay in bed. And maybe this is sticking to an ending with a breakup that you had and not going back. I feel like you, pile 3, are determined to prove to yourself that you can do something that you consider to be very difficult. And by the end of January, you see it through and you get it done. It just takes a hell of a lot of effort, but how you feel afterwards is like this King of Cups. King of Cups in a lot of ways had to overcome himself to get to where he is at. And that's what I feel like you guys are doing, is pushing yourselves hard in January, because maybe you feel like you've taken it easy on yourself somewhere and are ready to do the hard things to get to this King of Cups place. Getting to the level of a king or a queen does take a serious amount of effort, but that's also why they're at the top, because most people are not willing to push themselves here. So January has this regal effect on your energy where you are pushing yourself into that 1% category, which will have 1% type of effect on your life. In other words, you are determined and ready to make some sort of a rare accomplishment or change for you in January. So for example, this could be you making the last payment to a loan in January and you do it in a quarter amount of the time that most people do it in. You'll be in rare form in January, pile 3 in other words, but it will require you to give up things that you've never gone without. And this month, you guys are feeling radical enough to do it. You're going to see yourself hit and push past limits that in the past used to get to you or make you abandon your goals, like we see with the 6 of Cups right here and Justice in reverse, which we'll get to in a moment. But the 6 of Cups is about the past and Justice is about what we deserve. So in the past, some of you may have been more committed to what you wanted than what you deserved. So with the King of Cups, there's this major difference in how you treat yourself by saying, yeah, maybe I do want to sleep in, but I deserve to get my ass up at 6 a.m. and get this jog in because of the benefits that my body gets from this. There's delayed gratification that you're more okay with in the month of January. And by the end of January, you completely kill off this limited belief or this old mindset with the 10 of Swords right here that kept you from pushing yourself to this 1% place. And you are able to really feel these changes by the end of the month. Other people will see these changes, but you're going to feel them on a deep level. And I don't know if you guys have a lot of air energy in your natal chart, because I did an oracle reading for each of the zodiac signs over on Patreon, and a couple of the air signs, I think it might have been Gemini. Was that Gemini? Damn it. Oh my God. I can never remember when I need to. But I think Gemini came through the strongest with the message that's presented here between your King of Cups and your 10 of Swords. I think Leo had a strong message similar to this as well, which is ignore this 10 of Swords right here, which can look like denial and delusion. When it comes to, even though you're not in a great mood, you tell yourself that you are anyways, but look at your cards. Kings trump pip cards always. Your King of Cups is upright. And what does the king do? They lead, they direct. They do not take direction and orders. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in charge. So pile 3, you are supposed to maintain direction in January, because I feel like a lot of you learned to do this in 2022. And that was to trust in the process, to not let your circumstances and surroundings determine how you feel and how you perceive things, to not allow it to determine if you reach your goals or not, just because things don't feel good or just because you don't feel like doing something. And this is really the effect of Capricorn season as well. Capricorn is a notorious energy. A lot of people don't like Capricorn, Saturn energy. That's the season that we're currently in or under in tropical timing right now. Is Capricorn, and Capricorn is all about doing the hard things because he crowns the chart. He sits at the very top of the chart. So Capricorn's all about, if you want to get to this 1% place, like, I got you, but you're not going to like what you have to do, because it's all about giving up those comfortable places. It's like giving up a warm bed to get up at 6 a.m. and go jog. Who wants to do that? Nobody, right? But the benefits that you get from it, a lot of people don't get because they're not willing to push themselves there. You guys are totally in that headspace and totally in that energy in January. And this lesson, what you guys learned to do in 2022 was to get used to the hard feelings, to get used to the hard stuff. That was how you learned to trust your process. That lesson from 2022 will single-handedly turn a lot of situations around for you in January. This King of Cups is reminding you to take charge, because this 10 of Swords situation or feeling or mindset is a lot smaller than you are, meaning that you trump whatever this 10 of Swords is. This King of Cups could be sticking to a decision that you made for the better, even though you don't feel like it sometimes. With the 10 of Swords, the 10 of Swords is temporary, kind of like a thought, while the King of Cups is a state, like your character. So our character does not change behind one fleeting thought. Same idea you guys are actually embodying all throughout January is going back to that example. Just because I feel like sleeping in doesn't mean I should, and it doesn't mean I am going to. I just see you guys maybe dealing with the same thoughts or fears or uncomfortable feelings, but almost ignoring them because you already knew to expect them. You already knew to expect those feelings. You already knew to expect those days where you would rather sleep in. And that's when you push yourself even harder to get out of bed. Just an example. But that's that's you guys' energy. Again, your energy or vibration is in the 1% in January, meaning that you are embracing exactly what you knew was possible but didn't think that you could do, or it's a place that you didn't think that you could reach. Your whole month is operating in that vibration, pile 3. So take advantage of yourself in January, because your entire vibe is, I know I can do it even when I don't want to. This is the type of energy where we have to take advantage of our damn selves, because it's like, listen, this energy is too good, is too sweet right now, to where it makes the difficult things not necessarily easier. It doesn't make them easier. In this energy, we're more willing in this type of energy. That's the difference. It doesn't make any of the hard stuff easier. We're just more willing to do the hard stuff. Now, what your guides want you to watch out for, 6 of Cups, Justice in reverse. Someone around you may not like the changes that you make, or maybe are trying to make in January. So watch out for any sort of criticism surrounding your health and what is healthy for you. Not even just when it comes to your physical health, but when it comes to your emotional, mental, spiritual health, even maybe financial health. So for example, you know how like people decide to stop practicing toxic behaviors that maybe they learned from a young age, but the family members still partaking in that toxicity don't like being reminded of the fact that they can change and do better. Your changes reflect someone else's reminder in January, pile 3. So your guides are saying not to take this personal. You are changing in ways you didn't think you deserved to before. And those are the types of changes that challenge everything in our lives, from the people around us to our relationships to our lifestyle, routines, belief system, the way we speak to ourselves, the way we express ourselves. Our own ego even comes under fire, because what we think we deserve has everything to do with identity. And identity makes up a lot of our reality. We connect to the things that we identify with on some level, whether conscious or unconsciously. Identity is made up of the things that we resonate with, which is why solar energy, or the ego, is so fragile. As we talk about all the time on Patreon, solar energy is just, it does its thing, but it's very flexible, because we can change that narrative at any given moment and stop and choose and literally simply choose. 10 of Swords, we can literally simply choose to stop identifying with something. And it could have been our identity for the last 82 years. And we just decide, you know what? I'm done being that person. Boom, just like that, we change. Or it's as simple as maybe getting into a new relationship, maybe getting another job, maybe traveling somewhere, maybe learning something new. Some sort of information comes in, and just like that, we can completely change our identity. But it doesn't necessarily change your character. It doesn't change who you are. That's your lunar soul energy. That's that moon energy. Moon energy is your soul. It's who you are. It's who you will always be. It's who you always have been. The solar sun energy is how we express our lunar moon energy, and that changes. It changes from day to day, moment to moment, experience to experience. And you, pile 3 specifically, you did not make these changes on a whim. Most of you have been unlearning all throughout 2022 with the 6 of Cups, Justice in reverse. And so much of what you have debunked was your own limiting beliefs. And it likely came from some sort of conditioning with Justice in reverse right here. Justice is the judge that decides what we deserve based off of an action of ours. And with Justice in reverse, this could be someone else having had a lot of influence on what you thought you deserved in your life, and you unlearned that all of last year, all of 2022. You were unlearning that, especially with the 6 of Cups being the companion card to Justice in reverse. 6 of Cups is all about the past. As you can see, there's a child on this card. So some of you guys, you were conditioned from a young age, hey, this is the cup that you deserve. This is the type of love that you deserve. This is how much money that you deserve to make. This is the type of life that you should be living. You guys unlearned that all of 2022. 10 of Swords, you stuck a knife in something, especially in January. Especially in January, something is going bye-bye. That's been here for a long time. And for me as the reader, of course, this is why I always tell you guys to go off of your own intuition, but for me as the reader, this feels more so like a system of thought or beliefs, maybe. Maybe it's some sort of like limiting beliefs or something like that. A limiting identity. You guys are really unidentifying or you're like rewriting your identity around all of these different limiting narratives and stories that you have been told to subscribe to. So 2023, you have this idea of, I've got nothing to lose. Ten of Swords, Justice in reverse. So you go for it. Your guides are saying, do not expect others to understand it with the Six of Cups right here, or to support you, or to agree with you, or to even help you. This entire journey for you is for you, meaning that you had to be the one to decide you deserve better or more in some area of your life. You know, we may not have made the definition, maybe we didn't set the laws and the rules, but we subscribe to them by believing them on some level. And you're debunking your own beliefs on all levels, which is why I said the King of Cups, to get to his status, he had to overcome himself in a lot of ways. So think 4 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 8 of Cups. Those are the most difficult cards in that suit. And each of them are very personal experiences, which is why we only see one person in each of those cards. So most of what you do in January, the hard stuff, will stem from maybe other people not agreeing with some of your changes, but ultimately, the hard stuff will more so have to do with you sticking to these changes and seeing them through. It's more so you are kind of like your biggest challenge here in the month of January. And it could have a lot to do with any sort of conditioning from your childhood. So your guides want to say, be careful about focusing a little too much on, well, where did I get this belief from? And only focusing on that right there. Your guides really want you to stay focused on the present moment, rewriting the present moment, because we can't rewrite the past. It's cemented, right? So yeah, let's get some finances and career cards for you. The month of January, what do we have? We've got growth here, envy, yeah, and spirituality. Underneath the deck, we've be a sport. So envy here says you could be envying other people's financial success. Try not to live beyond your means just to keep up with the others. Others could be envying your success. Careful who you trust with money matters. This could be that, like I said, with the Six of Cups, Justice in reverse, it could be somebody that they don't agree with your changes, because they told you, oh, you're only supposed to make this much money, like just an example. And you decide, nope, I'm going to break that limit. I'm breaking that ceiling. Fuck what you told me I should be making. Like, what do I want to make? And you guys start implementing those changes, and they may disagree with it. It's more from envy, okay? It's more from envy, as well as, too, something just came through about a limited understanding. So I don't know if there's somebody around you that just has these old school values or limited understanding. Something isn't very modern here. So I don't know if you got conditioned by somebody that was just really, they looked at things in a very old school way, like where they tried to like control how things are, or you should be doing this and they should be doing that. And I don't know, you're kind of breaking away from that in a sense. Then we have here growth. It says, expect good news and money matters, a raise or a new job offer. Money will soon start flowing to your business, promising opportunities awaiting. Beautiful. This is that King of Cups energy here. Then we have spirituality. So some of you guys are meant to get into the spiritual business. It says you are being guided to discover your own unique spiritual path at this time. You may be called to become a spiritual advisor, healer, or anything in the occult. Your finances could use some spell work. Ask your angels and guides for assistance. This could even be with you guys trying to manifest maybe work, career, finances, and somebody saying like, oh, we don't do things that way. Like we manifest things like this, or we go to church and we pray about it, or we, and it's like, I don't know. I feel like you guys are just getting a lot more brave in terms of what you resonate with. And then we have here, be a sport. And it says you're being asked to have more fun or focus on being a team player. You could be great at any sports career in the field of health and fitness. Improve your finances by considering working as a team or doing collaborations. So there could be some collaborations that's coming to you guys in the month of January. There could be somebody reaching out and asking you to work with them in the month of January. And it could be some sort of field that you guys have been wanting to explore, or you have been exploring. Let's get some different themes for you guys for January. We have here regret. This is what I was talking about with your Six of Cups that I heard with your guides, is them saying, like, basically don't look back on the past too hard, because it'll kind of end up in this energy of regret. And it says, exactly, I know that I cannot change the past. That's exactly what I picked up from your guides was, or heard from your guides was, like, you can't, the past is cemented. You can't change that. They want you to focus more so on the right now. Oh, and then look, we have abundance. So abundance is a major theme in your January as well, pile 3. It says, I am a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in this physical reality. Yes, yes. That's what you guys are connecting to. And this other character over here that may have conditioned you, they could be the ones that are a bit envious of that, or it could be someone else that's a bit envious of that. Let's get a message from your goddess energy. What sort of goddess may be trying to communicate with you in January? Iris communication, correct, yes. But we have here Ma'at, truth, and Lilith, independence. So some of you guys are tapping into your dark feminine in January, and this is what this character might not like. This is what I was kind of picking up, is you guys going like, no, fuck that. I don't agree with that. Some sort of old school value. And if you know anything about Lilith's sort of story, one of the stories about Lilith is she was the first wife, I believe, of Adam, and she just didn't want to be like submissive to Adam. She wanted to like do her own thing, and so God gave her a choice, like, you can either be a wife or you can get the fuck out of the Garden of Eden. And she was like, I guess I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here then. And yeah, she got banished and ended up becoming basically like the embodiment of the dark feminine. So that's what I'm kind of feeling. Whether you guys are male or female, it doesn't matter your gender, because we all have masculine and feminine energy. But you guys are really connecting to your own independence and your own individuality, your own truth. You guys are writing your own story in January. I feel like this is something that you guys have been unlearning all of 2022. So when it comes to 2023, you guys are like writing your own story. It's an independent story of truth. And you have a lot of communication with this some sort of female goddess energy in your life in the month of January as well. Underneath the deck, we have Green Tara, salvation. I feel like you guys are saving yourselves. I feel like you're your own knight in shining armor in the month of January. And this could even be extending into all of 2023. Let's get some messages from your angels. See what they want to say to you. We have here, stop and reassess. Advancement, what's under the deck? Walk alone. Exactly. This card, I think it came up for a couple of the zodiac signs too in that Patreon message, because I did oracle messages for some brief oracle messages for each zodiac sign for January, and I also did a January Mercury retrograde reading on Patreon. And walk alone, it popped up for a few of the signs, I believe. Anyways, stop and reassess here says you need more information about the situation in order to make the right decision. Look into it further and pay attention to details. I feel like this is a very personal message. So wherever you guys feel like you need more information, make sure you're stopping and reassessing. We are currently in the energy of Mercury retrograde as well. So Mercury retrograde will also cause us to kind of slow down a little bit, to double check, triple check everything. Then we have here advancement. You're about to level up. Prepare yourself to take the next step in your life and show the universe that you are ready. Exactly. That's what's going on with your Ten of Swords right here. And then we have walk alone. You need to walk this journey alone to consult with your own inner guidance. The answers lie with you alone. Yeah. Lilith had to walk alone. She decided, like, guess I'm gonna leave then. Guess I'm the fuck up out of here. And she bounced. According to one of the stories, she bounced. Let's get a couple more messages here. And that's what this kind of feels like. It feels like this justice to me. It feels like some sort of authority figure for you guys that maybe you never really like kind of stood up to them or told them like, I got this. I'm gonna do my own thing. I feel like you guys might start 2023 with a bang where you're just like, listen, I'm going to do my own thing. Let's get a couple more messages. We've got closing time. The path is shut, stop, blocked, over, avoid. Plans will go unfulfilled. That's the Ten of Swords. You guys close something. You close something, you stop something, you block something. There's some sort of plan or agenda. With this Justice card, this Justice, it feels like a authority figure or something, or whoever may have had a hand in conditioning you or telling you how you're supposed to be. They may have had some sort of an agenda or a plan. I feel like the agenda, if there was one, was to assert some sort of control over your life. And that's what you guys have put it into. The path is shut. Yeah, that path is shut. Another thing this closing time is reminding me of is the Six of Cups, the past. The door is always shut to the past. There's nothing we can do about it. So don't worry about any sort of past plans trying to fulfill themselves in your present journey, because they won't be able to. And then underneath the deck here we have special date, will be a meaningful event, birthday important, reconciliation, timing is of great importance. So there's a lot of timing at work here for you guys right now. So don't be too worried about anything that seems like maybe in January. If there's anything where you're wondering if it's going to happen, yes, there's a lot of timing at play. Timing is of great importance, but there is a special date that could be happening around January. Some of you guys, you may be a Capricorn or an Aquarius. With it talking about a birthday, if you have a birthday in January, you could be a Capricorn or an Aquarius, or there could be some sort of an important birthday, or just an important day in general in the month of January that you guys are aware of, or there could be something special or important that happens in the month of January that you guys are not aware of just yet. So the crystals that wanted to reach out to you and give you a message, we have Tibetan black quartz. Oh, that's pretty. Tibetan black quartz, and then underneath the deck we have emerald. Emerald is, I believe this is the crystal for Taurus. Yeah, because I'm a Taurus, and I think that's, isn't that my stone? I think, yeah, that is my birthstone. Damn. Anyways, Tibetan black quartz says what it is. The black in Tibetan black quartz references the storm-like bursts of an inky mineral often found inside the stone. The Tibetan references the crystal's Himalayan origins. Tibetan black quartz reminds those on the spiritual path to non-judgmentally ask, could I be even clearer right now? It says, who needs it? Metaphysicists, occultists, tantrists, and Sagittarians. Where to put it says, wherever you are looking to elevate the vibe, operate on a higher plane, and explore the vastness of your human consciousness. It says when to use it, when you are chasing enlightenment on the meditation cushion, when you are pulling tarot cards, light up your spiritual path. Yeah, I feel like you guys are really lighting up your own path. Whether it's just spiritual or just more independent and more individual, I feel like you guys are you're walking your own path, you're lighting your own path with independent truth, walk alone, advancement. And then, oh yeah, we do have spirituality for you. So some of you guys, you are in the spiritual business. Maybe you're a tarot reader yourself. Maybe you're an astrologer. Maybe you're just in the divinatory arts. And so it's just talking about you guys doing a lot of spiritual work in January. So whether you're in the spiritual business or not, you could be doing a lot of spiritual work in January, getting just really in tune with your own spiritual. Yeah, we do have the King of Cups right here, I forgot. Okay, and then emerald here says what it is. One of the 4 precious gemstones, emerald radiates with a wet, lush, verdant energy. Historically, emerald is associated with love, beauty, and sex. So if you are into any of that, you might want to associate yourself with the saturated green gem. Who needs it? It says aestheticists, bohemians, Epicureans, I don't know what that is, or transcendentalists. Where to put it? On a chain over your heart or on a ring at the base of your left thumb. perched atop the Venus mount. When to use it: when you have temporarily lost the courage to love and be loved. When you are in need of a total refresh, open your heart to limitless possibility with Emerald. Kind of sounds like it goes with this Ten of Swords right here. Just whenever things feel difficult. But it says point your heart towards grace. Six of Cups. Not being upset, not holding too much of a grudge with the past. Where's my, not holding too much of a grudge with the past. And then let's get one final card for you. Oh, and watch out for 444. It's literally 444 on my clock right now. So we have here hummingbird for you, firefly underneath the deck. And hummingbird here is positive, enthusiastic, and spiritually resourceful. It says, inside the tiny hummingbird resides an endless well of energy and positivity. The hummingbird's secret is that it has learned where to gather nectar, and it returns to these sources daily for nourishment and rejuvenation. The sacred elixir springs from many sources, but usually involves nature, creativity, and exploring spirituality. Follow the way of the hummingbird and you cannot go wrong. Every droplet of life becomes sweet, every moment worth savoring. This is what you guys are putting a nail in the coffin with. Then it's just anything that's just not, it's not nourishing for you. So I feel like you guys are just putting an end to anything that you can't really source from, even if it means doing something difficult or hard with this Ten of Swords down here, like getting up at 6 a.m. just so you can get a workout in. But it says, when in balance, it is smart, curious, loves to learn. When out of balance, it's pushy, insistent, sharp. To bring into balance, take a class. In pile 3, this is all that I'm seeing for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides, my guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys. Pile 4, welcome to your reading. So we're starting with your tarot cards, and we're just going to be pulling and receiving different messages from the different energies that are present in your life over this month of January and the start of 2023. So we're going to be pulling some messages from different goddess energies and entities that may be in your life or drawn to you in the month of January, as well as we're going to be pulling some messages from some different crystal energies trying to reach out to you. And your guides will be telling me what it is that they want you to watch out for in the month of January. So these two cards on the left will be showing me your January energy that you are working under, and then these two cards on the left will be showing me what it is that your guides want you to sort of be on the lookout for in the month of January. So let's get started. We've got the Hermit. Look at his face. His face is hilarious to me. He looks like, don't fuck with me. Then we have the Lovers. What your guides want you to watch out for is the Heart of Wands, otherwise known as the Queen of Wands. And the Five of Wands. I think the Five of Wands, did that come out for another pile? I don't remember. Anyways, starting off with the Hermit and the Lovers for you, pile 4. So it's kind of like already like there's two separate groups of my pile 4s, or there's two separate messages already just off the Hermit and the Lovers alone. But a good amount of my pile 4 people are walking into January with one of like the strongest desires that you have ever had, to be alone possibly. Some of you have no interest in maybe going out, dating, meeting people, socializing. You just want or need time alone for some reason. And it's a strong feeling some of you are grappling with in January. It's like I want to throw my phone into the nearest body of water and just be left the hell alone with this Hermit, and the expression that this little turtle is making on this card. And then as you can see with this owl flying overhead, it's like he's looking for the Hermit or he's looking for this turtle, and this turtle is just trying to go under the radar. That's what makes it kind of funny to me with you guys. So you guys are just sort of like, some of you may have like the standoff energy walking into January of 2023. Your energy may feel very active, though, is the funny thing. For some of you, you may feel like you are ready to go off or burst into tears or explode, or like you are not sure how you might react. And it's because your energy is so active. And I can relate to that because like when I am in a certain mood or a certain mode, because I'm human, and when I'm feeling a certain type of way, I am like the type to barricade myself in the house until I feel differently. I'm not the type to reach out and talk to someone about it. And that's kind of what I'm picking up with you guys is something feels different for you in January, and you have this intuitive feeling like I just need to be left alone so I don't maybe say something I don't mean, or so that my attention isn't divided when I'm speaking to people, hanging out with people, so people don't think something is wrong. And yeah, we do have the Queen of Wands and the Five of Wands over here. So yeah, this is normal in my opinion though. There's times where our energy, it feels maybe easier to control than others. Just like our emotions. There's days when our emotions feel like they are cooperating with us, and other times where we may feel at odds with our emotions. All of that, to me, in my opinion anyways, is totally normal. Like, we're human. And we don't always have to be like high energy, high vibe, love and light if that's not how you are feeling, you know? So you don't always have to feel like you have some semblance of control over your emotions and your energy. In my opinion, it can do more harm than good to think that we are supposed to always maintain this one state of being. And in January, some of my pile of fours, you don't feel like yourself, and that could frustrate you a bit because you don't want this hermit experience. You don't want to be alone maybe with these thoughts or with these feelings. But look at what this process does for you in January. We have the Lovers here. And so what this hermit process does for you in January, and no, the hermit is not just about being isolated and alone. It talks about a lone spiritual journey, meaning that, in other words, you are the only one with the awareness, understanding, and answers to your life. But it has nothing to do with being physically alone. It can talk about that, but that's not where the description of the hermit begins and ends. Okay, so because there's two groups of you here, like I said, with kind of different messages, and I'm still on that first group, or that first message, where this hermit experience, whether you are physically alone or not, will reconnect you to parts of yourself in your journey that you've been disconnected from for a while. So like, for example, this can be you coming down with a cold where you were just forced to stay in bed for a few days in January, and you reconnect to what it's like to not be able to go out and do things for yourself. Maybe you reconnect to relying on someone else to help you, which is why I say don't let this hermit card fool you. It can actually talk about reconnecting with other souls, actually, especially with the Lovers as the companion card here. But in January, there may be a moment or experience where you reluctantly step outside of what you were used to doing, and you have to either ask for assistance, as you can see with this turtle in his shell. He's just really not with the shits. Like, he's like, I feel like being left alone, you know? He's like, just please leave me alone for your own good. Just leave me alone. So it could even be somebody in your life that's just, they're very, very high energy all the time, that you just sort of want to be left alone with in January. You just may not have the energy to deal with people that are high energy and like super, but it's so funny because I can relate to this because my energy is like very monotone. So I kind of get this. Like, I'm not a very high energy, bubbly type of person. Like, I like to laugh or whatever, but I'm not like a high energy type of person. Like, sometimes I wish I was. So with this turtle in his shell, this is half of you in January being like, I love my shell, I love my alone time. And then there's something about January, or a moment in January, where you have to come out from this place maybe that's perfectly sized for you. Another turtle, as you can see, cannot fit underneath this shell. This shell is meant for this turtle and this turtle only. So there could be something in January where you guys are just feeling like, please don't bother me. It's just like a please don't bother me. Like, when I close this door, leave me alone. When I turn my phone off, leave me alone. It's a little bit similar to one of the messages that came through in, I'm not going to say which pile. But if you also pick that pile, you're going to remember me saying, this is you maybe taking some time off in January, and the audacity of your job that they have the nerve to try and call you on your day off. You may have been drawn to that pile then. But yeah, if not, it doesn't mean these messages aren't for you. But this turtle, he's in his shell. This shell is made for him and him alone. And again, there's one half of this group where, or there's, one message where you want or need time in this shell. And then there's another half of you that have been in this place. You've been in this shell for a while and you really want to branch out, but you're also fighting some sort of feeling or energy that's challenging you to stay in. And you've got a strong reason to come out of your shell and to interact with another soul that's likely also in their hermit phase. So some of you have a new passion represented by this Lover's energy right here, because the Lovers, it talks about passion, the ultimate passion in life, which is love, being in love, romance, right? Stuff like that. So when we're dealing with the Lovers, it can be talking about literally like a relationship, another person, or it could just be talking about the energy of something that you're passionate about in your life. And so some of you have a new passion. It could be a new person, a new home, a new goal, a new interest, where all you want to spend January doing is being alone with this new interest. It's like, I just want time to myself in my new house, or I just want time to myself in this new, I don't know, relationship maybe. So you don't want to be disturbed or distracted. So some of you may have totally been drawn to that other pile that was just sort of like, I've earned this time off, leave me the hell alone. It's different messages, but the attitude is sort of the same. Like, if you don't have a real reason to deal with me, just leave me alone. Your energy and time is very expensive in January, pile 4, because so many of you in this pile, you only have time for you and what you deem as relevant with this Lover's card right here, which won't be very many things or people this month. You've really resorted back to an inner circle type of deal. You may be placing a lot of things on the shelf that aren't essential or are not an emergency, because your energy is just so limited in January. And not limited as in you're tired. That's not what I'm picking up. I'm just picking up more so as the reader, your energy being very like this 5 of Wands. You're hyper aware of that. And so you need time and space to organize your thoughts, your intentions, to figure out what you want to do. Because most of you feel best when you have a clear plan in line, which is why so many of you want or need this hermit experience in January. For those of you in a committed relationship, you will require or want this time alone with your partner. If you haven't taken that already to discuss your plans for 2023, then you're taking this first month to maybe get on the same frequency with your person. Because for those of you in a relationship in this pile, you and your partner are extremely powerful together. You're powerful manifestors together, and you have an important journey that you are meant to walk together in 2023. For those of you alone, you're not in a relationship. There could be someone that you meet in January that will play a large role in 2023 when it comes to your journey with this hermit right here. This could be a lover. It could be a new friend or a business associate, maybe a family member that you would connect with or get closer to. Even for those of you in a relationship, this could be somebody new that you meet that's not on a romantic level. So many of my pile 4s, a lot of you guys became self-reliant in 2022, to the point that some of you forgot how instrumental other people can be in your life. And okay, I'm hearing a very clear thought from someone here, which usually means that like it's for only a few of you. But I'm hearing a very clear thought from someone here that these extremes are annoying AF for you. Because someone here had to let go of people or relationships last year, whether it was because of, it could have been from a betrayal, or maybe you guys just went in different directions in life, or maybe your life just progressed in a way where your social circle changed. Someone here is saying to the universe or life, like, which one is it? Do you want me to be self-reliant in this hermit place, or do you want me to extend myself and be a part of something with the Lovers here? Okay. It's like every time you get comfortable in one state of mind or being, this drastic change comes in and pushes you to the other side of where you just came from. And that's why a lot of you are preferring this shell or this hermit space, because there's no heavy adjustments that have to be made. Like I said, with this hermit here, his shell, it fits him perfectly. It was made for him. It's custom tailored for him. So it's like some of you you may have strong Taurus or Scorpio energy, or maybe second house, 8th house natal placements. It could be where Pluto, the North Node, South Node, or Uranus is transiting for you. It could be hugging one of your major angles as well, like the ICDC, MC, maybe AC. It may have those energies transiting there right now, because this is nonstop change, but like extreme change. And you are just ready for a bit more predictability. Uranus in the North Node, they could be sitting on or conjunct one of your major angles or your 4th house, because you guys are just sick of, you're really kind of like, and it's not just change, you know? It's you're ready for a little more predictability. For some people that's boring and they hate predictability, but for some of my pile 4s, that would be an answered prayer. January is another big shift vibrationally though for many of you, but this shift is being applied to your path, is what your guides are saying, because Lovers is the card that literally represents polar opposites. It represents 2 different sides of the spectrum. And so it's all about these extremes meeting. And like I said earlier, pile 4, you are very aware of your energy, which is why many of you know intuitively, I need to get organized. You may feel like you need to prepare for something with this Hermit here, and that's because you do. You do. You're about to hit another extreme, but your guides keep saying it applies to your path. There's an unforeseen meeting that's likely to happen in January as well, because I'm focusing on your January energy here. But this is either another soul that you were destined to meet. It could be a new career path, a move, some sort of significant meeting. Now, what your guides want you to watch out for with this Queen of Wands and this 5 of Wands here, they're saying apply everything that you have learned in 2022 to this January, pile 4. You have the Queen of Wands here alongside the 5 of Wands. The Queen of Wands is a commander. The 5 of Wands is one of many elements that's present in a conflict. So your guides are saying throughout January, you may feel like you shuffle back and forth from Queen of Wands to 5 of Wands sort of energy, but this Queen of Wands is saying, remember, you can pull yourself out of this vibrational conflict whenever you want. You don't have to engage with confusion. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to decide where you want your energy to go. Again, like I mentioned earlier, it's not about staying in one state, staying only in this Queen of Wands or 5 of Wands state. It's about remembering you do have the ability to pull yourself out of this 5 of Wands conflict, especially when you don't feel like being there. Another thing that they're also saying too, that's coming through very strongly, is that one is not better than the other. When you're in your 5 of Wands, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you less than. It doesn't make you less valuable if you're experiencing confusion or conflict. If you're feeling at war, at odds with yourself, it doesn't make you any less better than when you're in your Queen of Wands state. And your guides want you to stop seeing yourself in that way. They want you to start seeing yourself as an extremely complex being, like all of us are. And they want you to start being appreciative of the fact that you can move in and out of these extremes. That is just a part of the human experience. They want you to normalize it as much as maybe you normalize when you're feeling really secure and really clear and like you know who you are, like what the Queen of Wands represents. They want you to also feel just as proud of yourself as when you're in the 5 of Wands state. And maybe when you're doubting yourself or you're not feeling as confident and you're not feeling as secure. They're saying you still have value even when you're in this 5 of Wands state. The 5 of Wands as well, it feels past tense, and it's likely that this energy manifested in ways, especially with Mercury being retrograde right now in Capricorn. There may be a few conflicts with different people on opposing sides in the Queen of Wands. She could be your energy that has the power and awareness to remind all these different angles that, hey, we're on the same team here, especially with this being 2 Wands cards here. This feels, I could see if like this was the 5 of Swords, 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. No, it's the 5 of Wands and the Queen of Wands. So this feels like people that may lose their way or their direction in January. Maybe they become a little doubtful or something like that in the month of January. And maybe they come to you, or maybe you're the one with the wherewithal to remind everyone that fighting each other won't help, you know, like we have to be a team. If this isn't people around you in conflict, putting you in the middle of something, this could be thoughts, feelings within yourself that feel at odds. And again, you will have to consciously, because Wands is all about conscious awareness, you will have to consciously insert or remind yourself that when it comes to any internal conflict, fighting myself will not help. You have the awareness to pull all these different directions together and to focus your energy into one place. Another thing as well is that this could be talking about a little bit too, maybe some of you guys being at odds with a sibling or something like that. There could be some sort of arguments or disagreements or conflicts with like the siblings or maybe like the cousins or something, or maybe like younger people in your family. If you guys have children yourself, January could experience like your kids being at odds with each other, sort of fighting, and they're sort of pulling you into the middle of it, and you having to be the one to set them straight. Like, listen, you guys only have each other in this world. Have each other's fucking backs, you know? Like, don't fight each other. It's not worth it. It could be something like that. Maybe you're the one that has to sort of point out like the right and wrong here. Like, hey, like, well, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have done that. Of course, they're going to feel a certain type of way if you say or do something like this. It could be because you just have this sort of detached perspective or view of whatever this conflict is, because the Five of Wands is all about being in the conflict. Queen of Wands is about sort of sitting back and spectating that conflict. Another thing that your guides are saying here with the Five of Wands is something has started to maybe feel a little robotic with the Five of Wands. Something may have lost its luster or excitement, and it just feels like an obligation now, like something that you have to maintain, manage, or keep up with. Sort of like the transition from the honeymoon phase to just like being in a relationship. It's all about the perception, you know? So, I'm hearing them ask you, like, when's the last time that like you fell in love with something or what you do? Like, when you go to work, do you work just to get through the day, or is there still excitement and fun there? So this Five of Wands is saying that you have to really look and search for the fun. And it's like a relationship is the perfect example. So some relationships, like after a while, there's a clear shift from things being like new, exciting, and fun to feeling like you're in a rut or like something has lost its shine. But the Queen of Wands here is clearly saying that light, whatever drew you in the first place, is still here. And that may be what some of you, especially those of you in a relationship, are working on in January, is recapturing that spark or that glow, that feeling in the sacral chakra, which in my opinion, I don't think we're supposed to lose that ever. I don't think we're supposed to lose that sort of honeymoon phase type feeling with our person. Like, I feel like you never really truly get to know everything about a person, just like it takes us, I don't think one lifetime is enough for us to get to know every nook and cranny of our damn selves, let alone another person. So I feel like to some degree, it's like whenever that sort of feeling dies, that spark dies, it's like you have to reignite it in a way where you find things to get to learn about each other and to get to know about each other, because we're always learning and evolving and changing. So I think sometimes that when the spark dies, like, I mean, there's a million different reasons as to why a relationship loses that spark. But I think sometimes when that spark dies, it's because people aren't looking for things to be interested in their partner, in their relationship. And it's like your partner isn't the same as when you met them, you know? So it's like you have to really be interested in looking for that though too. So I don't think we're supposed to really lose that spark, because life is for the living. We're not supposed to have breath in our lungs but feel like we're just existing. And I think that's why so many people panic and maybe make like impulsive decisions when that happens, because we need or want to feel something. And life is our blessing, but feeling alive is our responsibility. We have to fan that flame sometimes of interest and passion and of inspiration and of life itself. And for those of you in a relationship in January, you may feel like you and your partner need some time alone to get back on track somewhere, to inspire each other, to reconnect. It could be a make it or break it month for a couple of you in a relationship here, because you've been at this for a while maybe, and it's like, and maybe it's felt like a Five of Wands situation, like it's a headache when it comes to reconnecting or to feeling passionate and alive somewhere in your life. Maybe it feels like a burden, maybe it feels like a job or a chore, and it shouldn't feel that way probably, but that could be why it's frustrating you, because you're feeling like it shouldn't feel so difficult. Maybe this is your partner feeling that way, but you have to ask yourself, you know, is it worth it? If this job or person or situation, are they worth that challenge? Are they worth me stepping up to this challenge? Are they worth this struggle? Because the Queen of Wands upright, she never questions her motives. She's too intentional and aware to do that, to question herself. She knows why she does what she does. So don't doubt the struggle. If you know for a fact that someone or something is worth it, if they are worth it, then don't give up. Don't give up on them. Don't give up on you. Let's grab some cards for your finances and career in January. See what we get here. So we have here settling. Exactly. This is that Five of Wands, Queen of Wands that I was just talking about. Underneath the deck is voice. So settling here says, perhaps it's time to ask yourself if you are getting paid what you're worth. Do not settle for a dead-end job where you don't see any opportunity for growth. Though your money is stable, you are not making enough to keep you happy. Exactly. It's like this Five of Wands is like, are you happy here? Is it worth you? Is this job worth you maybe fighting them for more money, or to feel like you're not settling? Like, is it worth you even bringing up that concern and conversation? Then we have your voice. Yeah, get your message heard and get noticed. You have much to share with the world. Consider careers in radio, public relations, or anything in communications. The only thing holding you back is your inability to speak your truth. Something specific just came through with this voice card. I don't know if maybe some of you in January, maybe you experienced this a little bit too in the later part of 2022, where maybe some of you, especially in a relationship, maybe some of you have seen success somewhere, maybe with like your job or something. Maybe you're getting a lot of attention and it could make your partner feel some type of way, and that could be causing some conflict here with the Five of Wands. That could be what has made some of you guys maybe like lose a little bit of attraction or lose that spark a little. Maybe your partner doesn't feel like the center of your attention or the center of your world anymore. Maybe you don't feel like the center of your partner's attention or world, and maybe that's something that you guys are arguing over or trying to figure out. You're trying to meet each other halfway. You're trying to figure each other out here. Like, how do I make you still feel important? The goddess energy that's working for you here, or working with you in the month of January, is Freya, radical acceptance. And then we have Bridget. Look at what it says. Look at the word that it uses. Creative spark. Exactly. Yeah, there's some sort of spark that just isn't, that somebody's fighting to reignite, or somebody is fighting for. Radical acceptance is what I'm picking up. This, you guys might be my relationship pile. For those of you in a relationship, radical acceptance here is about really having, I feel like radical acceptance is about having your love tested, maybe having your relationship tested, but it feels like something that you guys have been dealing with even before coming into 2023. Like, some of you guys have had your maybe limits pushed or something like that in your relationship. But radical acceptance, I feel like for a lot of you, whether you're in a relationship or not, is about accepting where you were at in your life. And like I also received too from your guides, they want you to radically accept yourself when it comes to whether you're in this Queen of Wands state or this Five of Wands state. Don't decide like, I'm only good, or I'm only acceptable, or I'm only beautiful, or I'm only mature, or I'm only this type of person when I'm in this Queen of Wands state. But there is a creative spark that's coming back to you guys in January, and also there is more acceptance coming to you guys in the month of January. Whether this is this acceptance has to do with just you alone or with your relationship, this is all about flowing, going through the ebbs and flows of life, the high tides and the low tides, the valleys and the peaks, and radically accepting each one of them. Whether it's up or down, whether this is just you dealing with you or you dealing with another person, a relationship in your life, and just accepting the fact that, like, you know what, maybe we're not in the best place right now, but they're still my person. I still love them. Maybe I'm not in the best mindset right now, but I'm still a great person. I still deserve the best. Something about that is really going to settle you guys. Instead of you feeling like you're going back and forth between these extremes, radical acceptance is what's going to ground you guys beautifully. Let's see. Themes for your pile for the month of January. We have humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. This may be what you guys are choosing to do in the month of January, is just focusing on whatever just feels good, whatever feels passionate, whatever feels like a spark, whatever feels alive, whatever feels romantic, whatever is inspirational. We have your purpose. It could be when it comes to your purpose, I know what I am here to do. It could be when it comes to your purpose, where you guys are inviting more lighthearted energy into that area of your life that may have gotten heavy recently. In the past for you, your purpose may have felt heavier. trying to carry out your purpose may have felt heavier. You guys may feel like you need a little more support, a little more help when it comes to carrying out your purpose or carrying out your plans. Some messages from your angels. Yeah, heart's messages. And look where it fell out on top of. It fell out on top of humor. You guys maybe just need, for those of you in a relationship, maybe you need some more humor to invite some more humor back into your relationship. Maybe for those of you in a relationship, maybe your conversations with your person have been just too heavy lately. Maybe they've just been all about serious stuff, all about heavy stuff. Maybe you want to switch that up somewhere and just like do something different. Do something that's a little more lighthearted maybe. But we have heart's messages. Expect to receive a message that will make your heart feel full. Let your heart be your guiding key. Yeah, exactly. Then we have underneath the deck, walking the path. No matter where you are right now, you're exactly where you need to be for the next best thing to happen. This is whether you are in that Queen of State vibe or the Five of Wands vibe. Additional messages from your guides and your angels. We have here, I'll show you guys this one on the top. It says, may traveler change of place, new vigor. Cinco de Mayo culture, victory. Now is the time to seek change. Yeah. That may be what you guys are not wanting to do right now, especially with this Hermit energy right here. You may be even fighting change too with this Five of Wands. You may be fighting change. It could be somebody in your life fighting change. It could be you or someone in your life with the Lovers card showing up for you. Then we have farther in the future, December in the works, halfway there, and it's not too late. It was all under May. Underneath the deck for you, we have the ship has sailed. The opportunity is already passed. Too late. No second chances. Over. Don't let the opportunity pass you by. There's some sort of opportunity that you guys can still grab in January. Don't let something pass you by staying in this hermit place. Especially with that owl flying over this hermit, this little turtle, and he is hoping he goes under the radar. So you guys, like I said earlier, maybe challenging for you to step outside of this hermit place because you just feel so like, oh, this is my perfect little spot. It may feel challenging for you with this Five of Wands to step out of this hermit space, but there could be something that you guys need to grab. Like you need to grab by the horns in January, and it's going to require you to leave this hermit place. Let's get a crystal message for you. We have rose quartz, also came out for another pile. It says what it is. Rose quartz is love in rock form. Who needs it? The overly self-critical, sentient, spiritual beings who love deeply. This is that lover's energy. Those in the healing arts or those who want to be. It says where to put it. In places that you want to zone safe and sacred, held with both hands to your heart with the utmost loving kindness. When to use it, when you feel like you always have to be the one to have it all figured out, to work the hardest, to hold it all together for everyone else. Yes, that Queen of Wands, Five of Wands, kind of what I picked up a little bit too with your guide saying you may have to be the one to remind everybody like not to fight each other. But it says here, rose quartz gives us a pink cashmere covered platform to be soft, sweet, and open to spirit. Take care of your heart. Then we have celestite here. Celestite looks like this. Rose quartz looks like that. Celestite here says what it is. Blue great celestite is a delicate sulfate mineral with airy, buoyant blue cotton candy vibes. It gets its name from the Latin word for heaven, and if you close your eyes and ask nicely, maybe it will take you there. It says who needs it? Anyone brazenly ignoring the consistent inner voice that actually has some good ideas for how you might better handle this whole life thing. Yes, hermit energy. It says where to put it as a calming adornment wherever you meditate or pray. When to use it, when it is time to stop and really listen. With celestite as a guide, you might be surprised what you hear. Tune into your serenity. And then underneath the deck for you, we have vanadinite. It looks like this. I really like that crystal. It says what it is, playful, geometric, and fiery vanadinite, a mining byproduct often sourced from America's Southwest, forms in orange to red hexagonal shaped crystals when lead or oxidizes. Who needs it? Those lacking self-discipline. Where to put it? Vanadinite has a high lead content, so definitely not in your mouth. When to use it? When it's time to live in the moment, when you are the prime audience for a motivational speech, kind of like we have voiceover here. It says, whether it's hardworking making art or just a blissed out moment free from the mind's ongoing commentary, an energizing meditation with Vanadinite can help knock down whatever stands between you and your happy place, break through your big blocks. Kind of like this Five of Wands energy. And then a message from your spirit animal for the month. We have here the eagle underneath the deck, golden egg. And the eagle here says for you, all-pervading power, truth seeker, transforms karma. It says the noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. It sounds a lot like this Five of Wands. And then even look at it. It's like this ball of fire, kind of. And it says, yeah, the eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You're stronger than you think, eagle child. When in balance, it's bright, radiant, and challenges. When out of balance, controlling. To bring into balance, step into the unknown. In pile 4, this is all that I'm saying for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me take this time to thank your guides. My guides, our higher self, amazing spirit, for these messages. Hopefully you all come back to visit sometime soon. And until next time, please stay safe, healthy, blessed, and keep conquering the world. Bye, guys.